Hello, my angels and devils, and all who may want to hear. It is Amanda Christina. It has been a couple of days where I don't know. Just everything wants to go wrong. And my flower project is no exception. I will get to that in a minute. This time I wanted to try the wheelbarrow dye, and I will say this, unless you're going to put extremely light things in it, I have tried a couple of different ways. It's just going to collapse. So unless you're just going to use the lightest of light flowers and things, it's, not my favourite dye. I was so excited to have this. You have no idea. This is the Sizzix Wheelbarrow. It is 3D. It is 658427. It is a Susan's Garden dye. I'll try and get that in the... Can we focus, please? I don't think it wants to focus for me. Anyway, so that is one of the dyes I used. I am gonna say I'm really disappointed in it. I expected that it wasn't going to hold a huge amount of weight, but I expected that it would at least hold the weight of some pretty relatively light paper flowers. I also used the peony, the flower peony, which is 658423. And that one's at least focusing. And then I used the leaves, fern, and ivy Thinlets dye, all from the Susan's Garden range, none of which I had used before. So I figured that was a win. Now, as I said, I was really excited to use this dye. I had played with it earlier in the week. I ended up having to change a couple of things because the paper wouldn't hold up. Now, you can't cut this out of chipboard. I tried. It literally cuts through the chipboard, so you can't put it together with chipboard. I do have my little wheels that I made out of chipboard at the front here. I did try and I doubled up the cardstock on this, trying to make it thick enough. And because you fold the legs over, I thought, okay, well, that's 4 times the strength. Surely that will work. I went through and replaced this bit. And when you can get it to stand, it's super cute, but it's not going to stay standing. So it's, it is what it is. I mean, it looks kind of cute when you can see the wheel at the front and stuff, but I mean, I would love this project if it did what it was supposed to do. I'm really happy. It took me a while to figure out the peonies. I looked at a tutorial for them, and I'm going to be honest, for what I wanted, for the sort of, if I had stuck with the tutorial, this might stand up, I'll be honest there. Things have moved in my thing. That's what happens when you're doing everything sort of last minute. So ultimately, I think if you've got light enough stuff in this, it's a really great sort of fun dye to have. But as you can see, in my case, and here's the thing, I had light stuff in this earlier in the week. Like, this is the first flower I made. It's in here somewhere. Hang on. Did I bring it out? Yep, here is the first flower I made. Now, I started out misting my paper and stuff, and it just took too long. It was just going to take forever. I just didn't think that looked enough peonious and like full enough. So I added extra layers, which is probably my fault that this isn't quite as successful as I would like it to be. And honestly, it's not even just not having time to do this again. Sometimes I think we need to see the fails in something. Like, I love the idea of this dye. I will probably try it again at some point, maybe with some lighter flowers and just the foliage. But I do think it's important to see both sides of something, to see whether you want to buy it or whether you think it's worth it. For me, I'm still on the fence on this one. I think I'm going to have to play with it a bit more. I do like how my finished project came out. It is kind of super cute, but as soon as I touch anything, it all goes to heck in a handbasket. Oh my God. Okay, we'll just put the little legs, we'll just pop the legs under. Yeah. So you know, I like the foliage. The foliage was just a last minute cut out of cardstock just to try and get it. I did have to put some cardstock under this one to pop it up a bit. So I'm thinking that if you're going to do this, you want this super light, super, super, super light. So like lace flowers, organza flowers, things that are, so you can see I've got ink on me from where I was inking around the edges of the wheels, which don't spin because they're stuck together. But yes, it is a cute project. It is a great idea. I'm sure that if I had a bit more time to play and I wasn't going through everything I'm going through, there's a couple of videos already on that, I probably would have come up with a way to counteract the weight. And I think what I probably would do is maybe stick a small box under here so maybe this height, but underneath it so that it sort of sits and it sits on the box rather than sitting. And I get the idea is that you don't really see anything underneath, but in terms of this working for, you know, so I thought this would make a really good wedding table type thing. And I think if you did that, you would have trouble getting it to stand, which is a really sad thing. But anyway, so I'm kind of happy with how my peonies turned out. Not going to lie, they were a lot of work. They took me a good amount of time to figure it out and get it to how I liked it. And they're not perfect because what I should have done is misted them and then played with them a bit more. But as I said, I ran out of time. Anyway, let me know below what you think of my current project, what you think of the wheelbarrow die and the peony dies, and please check out the other ladies in the collab. Sorry, this is my Flora, Fauna, and Frut collab with Miss Poetspice, or Mrs. Poetspice. Yes, she's married, so Mrs. Poetspice, Jamie, and please check out all the wonderful, wonderful ladies below. I'm sure their projects will be much more successful than mine this week. Anyway, I hope you are well, and remember, as always, you are amazing, you are incredible, and yes, you truly do matter. Bye all.